Hello everyone, welcome back to Maths class, chapter number 23, Graphical Representation, Histogram and Ogives, the continued part of exercise 23. Refer your textbook for the question, listen to the explanation and the rules and regulations to be followed while drawing the graph. Complete the same in your graph book and submit it through Google Classroom without fail. Let us move on to question number 7. In question number 7, it is said that wages are given as x-axis and the number of workers are given in y-axis. That is, in the cumulative frequency distribution table, we can observe the given data as 6,500 to 7,000, 7,000 to 7,500. Then it is clear that it is in exclusive form. And in the question, it is asked to draw a cumulative frequency curve, which is nothing but known as an ogive curve. And for this question, the scale what has to be used to draw on the graph is clearly given in the question. In such cases, we cannot decide our own scale. We have to follow the scale which is given in the question. It is said that use 2 cm is equal to rupees 500, starting the origin at 6,500 on x-axis and 2 cm is equal to 10 workers on the y-axis. First, let us prepare the cumulative frequency distribution table. For 6,500 to 7,000, the frequency is given as 10 and the cumulative frequency is also 10. And for 7,000 to 7,500, the frequency is 18. The cumulative frequency will be 10 plus 18, that is equal to 28. Next, 7,500 to 8,000, frequency is 22. The sum of 28 and 22 will leads to 50. 8,000 to 8,500, frequency is 25 and hence the cumulative frequency will be 75. 8,500 to 9,000, frequency is 17. The cumulative frequency will be 92. 9,000 to 9,500, the frequency is 10 and the cumulative frequency is 102. Last, 9,500 to 10,000, the number of workers, the frequency is 10, hence the cumulative frequency will be equal to 110. Now let us mark the points to be marked on the graph. It is 7,000, 10, 7,500, 28, 8,000, 50, 8,500, 75, 9,000, 92, 9,500, 102, 10,000, 110. So the given frequency distribution table was in exclusive form and the given frequency we have converted into the cumulative frequency and the points to be marked on the graph are ready. So when you start marking on the graph, marking should begin with the upper limit of the first class interval, that is 7,000, but the x-axis marking should be begin with the first lower limit of the class interval, that is 6,500. Let us move on to the graph sheet. Fix the scale, x-axis, as it is said in the question. Let us consider 2 cm is equal to rupees 500. Here we are not mentioning scale with units, as the wages and number of workers are given in the question. It is not necessary to again mark it as class interval or frequency. Consider the same title what is given in the frequency table. X-axis is given as wages, that is in rupees. So in the scale also mark it as 2 cm is equal to rupees 500. And the scale on y-axis, 2 cm is equal to 10 workers. Mark the graph. In the x-axis, begin with 0 and the first box should be the zigzag line, and start your marking from 6500, next 7000, 7500 and so on. And on the y-axis start to mark as 10, 20, 30, 40. And while marking the points on the graph, consider the first point 7000, 10 and continue with the marking of the other points. And the ogive curve, when you are supposed to draw, the curve should begin with 6500. Let us move on to the next question. In question number 8, it is very much clear in the question 150 to 155, 155 to 160, it is also in the exclusive form. So directly we can go with the cumulative frequency, and it is asked to draw the less than cumulative frequency. So in the previous problem they asked cumulative frequency, here they are asking less than cumulative frequency. Again I am reminding you children, less than cumulative frequency curve, ogive curve, all are one and the same. Let us prepare the frequency distribution table here. 150 to 155, frequency is 6, cumulative frequency is 6. 155 to 160, frequency is 12, cumulative frequency 12 plus 6, it is 18. 160 to 165, frequency is 18, cumulative frequency 18 plus 18 is 36. 165 to 170, frequency is 20, the cumulative frequency 36 plus 20 is 56. 170 to 175, frequency is 13, the cumulative frequency 56 plus 13 is 69. Similarly, 175 to 180, the frequency is 8 and the cumulative frequency 69 plus 8 is 77. 180 to 185, frequency is 6, sum of 77 plus 6 will leads to 83. Let us mark the points to be plotted on the graph. It is 155, 6, 160, 18, 165, 36, 170, 56, 175, 69, 180, 77 and the last one 185, 83. So cumulative frequency is ready. The points to be marked on the graph is ready. Let us move on to the graph sheet and fix the scale. In this problem also, it is clearly given that in the x-axis 2 cm should be taken as height of 5 cm height. That is the size of the class interval. And on the y-axis 2 cm should be equal to 10 workers. Move to the graph sheet. Consider x-axis and y-axis. Here it begins with 0 and on the x-axis the first class interval is 150. So begin with a kink, that is a zigzag line. Next 155, 160 and so on. And on the y-axis it is 10, 20, 30 and so on. So start marking your graph from 155, 6 with this point, and the curve should begin with the first lower limit of the first class interval, that is 150. Question number 9. Construct a frequency distribution table for each of the following distribution. It is given only to construct the frequency distribution table and not the histogram or ogive. Try to solve this in the working column on the graph sheet. Graph is not necessary for this question. Observe the question in the textbook. It is given as marks less than 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 and so on, and the cumulative frequency is given as 0, 7, 28, 54, 84 and so on. Let us prepare the cumulative frequency distribution table. Let us mark the class interval as 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90 and 90 to 100. Now how to find the frequency? As it is less than, neglect the first one, that is 0, cumulative frequency 0, neglect. The second one, less than 10 is 7, that means to say 0 to 10 the frequency and the cumulative frequency will be 7. Next, 10 to 20, find out the difference of 28 minus 7, that leads to 21. In the same way, 54 minus 28, it is 26. 71 minus 54, 17. 84 minus 71, 13. 105 minus 84, 21. 147 minus 105, 42. 180 minus 147, 33. 196 minus 180, it is 16. 200 minus 196, it is 4. After calculating this frequency distribution table, if you add all the frequencies, that is 7 plus 21 plus 26 plus 17 plus 13 and so on up to 4, the sum will be equal to rupees 200. That is the last cumulative frequency. That is a clue for you to verify whether the frequency what you have calculated is right or wrong. Now let us move on to the sub question of question number 9. In this case, the marks are given as more than. So class interval will be marked in the same way, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100. Now, while calculating frequency, be very much careful how to calculate. As it is more than cumulative frequency curve, the subtraction, the difference should be calculated from the beginning. So, first cumulative frequency is 100, the second cumulative frequency is 87. So, find out its difference. 100 minus 87, that is 13. Next, 87 minus 65, that is 22. 65 minus 55, 10. 55 minus 42, that is 6. Next, 55 minus 42, that is equal to 13. Next, 42 minus 36, that is 6. 36 minus 31, that is equal to 5. Then 31 minus 21, that is 10. 21 minus 18 is 3. 18 minus 7, that is equal to 11. Then 7 minus 0, this is 7. Now when you add this frequency, that is 13 plus 22 plus 10 plus 13 plus 6 plus 5 plus 10 plus 3 plus 11 plus 7, the sum will be equal to 100, which is the first cumulative frequency. Only this is the major difference between the less than given problem and more than. Try to complete this in the calculation part of graph sheet, children. By this we have completed all the problems of exercise 23 and hence the chapter 23 is also completed. Thank you. Have a nice day.